Oh, hello. In this video, we're talking about the weekly sync. This is your weekly meeting, your leadership team meeting, or team meeting if it's filtered down. But for right now, for this conversation, this is the leadership team meeting, and this is how the leadership team, you the leaders, track the progress of your teams are making on achieving your quarterly objectives against the established timeline. And the purpose is to connect with people, to stay on track with objectives, to address any opportunities, and et cetera, et cetera. And I get it. None of us need another meeting. However, with this one, it's when we're running this with a regular cadence and using this as recommended to connect, to track, and solve problems, you eliminate many of the urgent side conversations or the urgent fires that have to be put out because you're able to deal with them proactively through the processes and systems we're putting in place and through this weekly sync. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is when we miss our weekly syncs, things quickly start to veer off track. So it's super important you stay on track with the weekly sync. So depending on the size, this is recommended first to the executive team, to the leadership team. It can be filtered down, cascaded down to the rest of the organization at a later time once the leadership team gets in a regular cadence of doing this week after week after week. So this is the operators meeting. The operator determines or gets to run this meeting. And they can delegate facilitation if they want to. They can assign a scribe or they can run it themselves, but it's their meeting. The meeting should always be on the same day and time every week. So set the day, set the time. It's that time every week. That way everybody can schedule everything around it. It's that important. As far outside of your personal things like your own health and your relationships, when it comes to work, this one should go on the calendar first, and we can build the rest of the calendar around it. This meeting should be started on time and ended on time. If you say the meeting starts at 9 and ends at 10:05, you start by 9 or at 9 and you end at 10:05. There's no room for starting late and certainly not running over in time. We need to honor the schedule. And it's mandatory for all. If you've got a leadership team of 10 people, all 10 need to be in this meeting unless there was a legitimate family emergency, dire health threat, some reason they can't be here. But other than that, they need to be on the meeting. Can they jump in virtually or through Zoom? That's up to you. My take on it is yes, as long as they're present in the meeting. And finally, it needs to be open and honest. This is the opportunity for everybody to just get whatever's on their chest out, have healthy debate, conversations, discussion, disagreement, healthy, right? And then we can resolve it together and move forward and have excellent weeks following each of our weekly meeting again and again and again. Should there ever be a tie, like in the discussion, you're deciding what to do about something or an opportunity that comes up, and you've got two on one side and two on the other, the operator is always the tiebreaker in any of those issues or disagreements. And we always want to rate the meeting. How did we do as a team as a whole? Four being we did great, we love this meeting. One being we didn't do good, it was not a good use of time. We want these meetings to be at four. If we start seeing our ratings start drifting down to three or even 3.25, three, we need to figure out why. We need to adjust it because this needs to be a valuable use of our time and an effective use of our time so that we can go forward and conquer the next week. So, a couple definitions. We're going to talk about opportunities and obstacles. You've heard me mention them already. These are any challenges, problems, or potential a team member sees that could affect the organization positively or negatively. Opportunity and obstacle list. These opportunities and obstacles should be kept on a single shared list. Anyone can add an opportunity to the list for any issue or idea at any time between meetings. But the team decides together which opportunities are a top priority for the meeting and which ones can wait. Anytime we get to the opportunities portion, we prioritize what's most important, second most important, third most important. We address number one first, then number two, then number three. Only then do we reestablish what are the next three most important. And we work through our opportunities list thusly. DAT, DAT. This is our method for addressing the opportunities on our list. As the team begins to discuss an opportunity, they should follow these three steps. D, define the opportunity. A, align it to our S2 roadmap. And T, take action. So define the opportunity. Again, we're going to prioritize what's most important and then distill this opportunity down to one sentence. What exactly are we talking about? And then dig deeper. Are we dealing with ice on the sidewalk, or are we dealing with a broken gutter on the roof that's allowing water to drip down? If we just address the ice, we haven't dug deep enough to figure out what the real opportunity is. The opportunity is the broken gutter that has the leak. So we always want to dig deeper. Align it to the roadmap. How does this fit to your long-term destination? How does it fit to your 3-year and 1-year bets? How does it fit to your ethos? Is it affecting your identity? Is it related to your identity? How does it fit to the culture? So we want to align it to the roadmap. And then T is take action. We want to agree on the action to take, determine the next clear step or steps to take, and then assign one person to oversee and make sure that those steps are being taken so that this opportunity, we can take advantage of it, this obstacle, we can remove it, this issue or problem, we can be done with it forever. So the recommended agenda, there's a link in the Google Doc for a copy of this agenda, as well as the best practices. Here's the way it works. We start with a quick check-in, 10 minutes. One word to describe how you're feeling, the biggest win from last week, and a core value shout out. And even if you're a solopreneur and your name's on every single org chart, take the time to journal this every week, 1 week to decide how you're feeling, a biggest win from the past week, and a core values shout out. Next is cadence. 5 to 10 minutes to just review your scoreboard. If you got any number on the scoreboard off track, you just drop that down to your opportunities list. If everything's on track when anything's on track, no need for discussion. Only if it's off track, drop it down. Objective. Are you on track or off track for reaching your objective in the timeline? If you're on track, no further discussion needed. If you're off track, drop it to the opportunities list. And then actions. So as I've already mentioned, the part of the DAT process is defining the actions to take. So week to week, you got actions. So right now we say, were they done or not done? If they're done, no problem. If they're not done, they get dropped to the, you guessed it, opportunities list. So once we're done with that portion, now we get into the opportunities part, right? Prioritize 3 off the list to start with. Do them in order, 1, 2, and 3. Define a line, take action, define a line, take action, etc. Work through your list. If you don't get through the whole list, don't sweat it. That's not unusual. Avoid the temptation to skip past the important ones, the difficult ones, and do some of the less important because you feel like you can just check 3 or 4 or 5 boxes in a meeting instead of spending most of the time on one important thing. Spend your time on the important things. I can't stress that enough. Okay, to conclude the meeting, we just review the new actions. So through the as you DAT the opportunities and obstacles, you've created a list of action steps that need to be taken. So review those, make sure you know who the owner is and they know what needs to be done, and then rate the meeting on a scale of 1 to 4. Was it a great meeting? 4, or not great, a terrible meeting, a 1. Again, we want to keep those up at 4s. Take this so seriously. This is the difference maker. I've worked with leadership teams where they had everything else in place, and then they get off on their weekly syncs for a few weeks, and then we get together on our quarterly, and they haven't hit half of their objectives. And I say, what happened? Well, we realized we started getting off track when we got really busy and didn't take the time to do our weekly sync. See that frequently. Take the time to do the weekly sync. It helps you refocus, keep the main thing for the quarter so that you're hitting those objectives that you determine are the most important things to move your company in the direction you want it to go. And that is our weekly sync. Got any questions? Let me know. Again, you've got your agenda down below. Talk to you soon. Peace.